Добрый вечер, дорогие друзья. Рада вас снова приветствовать на нашем марафоне. Сегодня с нами Университет Вестминстера из Лондона и профессор доктор Хахамис, который расскажет нам про диджитал-маркетинг и luxury fashion management. Это будет практически как образец лекции, преподаваемой в бизнес-школе University of Westminster. Я вам хочу еще раз напомнить, что если у вас возникнут какие-то вопросы, вы можете задавать их в чате. После своего выступления профессор нам ответит на ваши вопросы. Также его коллега Ричард из отдела по набору студентов тоже сможет ответить на вопросы по поводу поступления в этот университет. Ну и, соответственно, всегда можно связаться с нами через любую форму обратной связи на нашем сайте и договориться о личной консультации. В рамках марафона мы проводим такие консультации сейчас бесплатно. Итак, я передаю слово. Dear Professor, you can start, please.
Спасибо, Anastasia. Спасибо. Let me start sharing the presentation. And here we are. Like Anastasia said, we're going to be talking about designer brands and digital marketing. And of course, I come pre-vet from London, first of all. Myself, I come from Westminster Business School, University of Westminster. This is my full name, if you like, Dr. Panos Chachamis. Myself, I'm from Greece, as we are very international. I'm a senior lecturer in digital business and digital marketing, and also the Europe Regional Coordinator. And like I said before, I come from the School of Applied Management, Westminster Business School. What we preach at Westminster is that the best career is a hobby that pays you money. And we believe in that because we believe that, like ourselves, when we started our careers, if you're passionate about business, then our courses will help you discover your dream career. That's for sure. So let's talk about the school first of all, and the university. The University of Westminster is at the heart of London, as I will show you a little map. It's a teaching management education institution in London since 1838. So we have over 180 years of world-leading research, pioneering teaching and providing education for all, regardless of background or financial status. And indeed, we are the very first polytechnic in London in the 19th century to accept women in the polytechnic. If you remember the suffragette movement, when women asked for equality and rights and education. So we have a very long history, and that's the University of Westminster at the heart of London. The Westminster Business School this is the Marylebone campus. The Westminster Business School is again at the heart of London. It's opposite Madame Tussauds. I don't know if you heard about it, and Baker Street Station. You know, Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes was operating around there, and his house is further up the street. So we are very central as well. And the campus houses the Westminster Business School and the School of Architecture. Like I said before, I can show you here, I can show you how central we are. Oops, sorry, I jumped something here. I can show you how central we are. We are just at the heart of London, opposite Madame Tussauds and Baker Street. And you can see the other campuses are like 10 to 15 minutes walk from us. This is the Parliament and Trafalgar Square down here and the London Eye. And of course, we have another campus, the Harrow campus, which is like 20 minutes from us, from Marylebone campus. So just to give you an idea how very much central we are. So the Westminster Business School, where I come from, we are only one of the colleges or schools at the University of Westminster. Is one of the largest UK business schools. 4,000 students and counting, representing 150 countries. And of course, it's not only the students. We have around 220 full-time and fractional staff, like visiting lecturers and professors. And of course, they're international as well. Myself being from Greece, like I mentioned before, we have a mix of practitioner and academic specialists. Like my career was not always an academic. I was in the public sector and military back in Greece, and then I, transferred to the private sector and academia after my doctorate and many degrees. So there's a rich background for staff as well. And, both staff and students come from lots of destinations and countries, so to speak. You cannot be more central than us. The campus has been developed continuously. You can see in this slide here on the picture, you can see the student cocooning in these student pods on the social learning platform, as we call it. And they can study, they have meetings, we have library 24/7 open, and a student union with lots of societies, 100 sports clubs and societies. And of course, the Westminster, was ranked, the University of Westminster was ranked 26th for International Outlook in 2019, and the Young University rankings for Time Higher Education 2019. So we also have external accreditations, which are very important. When you pursue a career, it adds kudos to you and trust from Association of Chartered Certified Accountants, Project Management, Institute of Building, Management Accounts, CIMA, Institute of Marketing, Personnel Development, Purchasing and Supply, Securities and Investment for the FinTech courses, and Finance, and Chartered Management Institute for management courses, and of course, the Digital Marketing Institute. Remember, all these accreditations add kudos to what you're trying to pursue. And once you study the courses, you can become a student member with a view to become a full member, maybe a fellow later on. So let's talk about our topic today for this taster event lecture. I'm going a lecture on this event, and I will be talking from experience as well. And let's see how you all started. Well, we sent a couple of years ago. Well, pardon me. With the coronavirus year, perhaps I should say 3 years ago, if you know what I mean. So we sent students to conduct consumer research, postgraduate students, master students, of course, when they do their thesis and their marketing campaigns. So the best place to do consumer research, we thought, will be the London Fashion Week. You all have heard about the London Fashion Week and how popular it is. And plus, when I was talking about the facilities we have at the university, Westminster Business School itself has got an amazing space underground, if you like, which is called the Ambika Studio, where they hire it, and the London Fashion Week is doing it there as well. So we also have a space for the London Fashion Week. So the access was easy, so to speak. So we sent them there, and we asked them to ask people, and not anybody, just ask the models, the fashion models, the fashion editors, and the celebrities in the show to about 30, the sample to be 30, because without having 30 interviews, you cannot really have significance in your research, especially if you're doing a qualitative project. So we asked them to ask them, about which, for example, which hotels, they will be staying next time in London. So it was the models, the fashion editors, and of course, the celebrities. And the question was, when you're next in London, which of these hotels would you like to stay in? And we gave them a list. So the list included the Ritz, the Savoy, the Conrad, the Nobu, the Berkeley, Dorchester, and so on and so forth, all the big hotels. And the sixth hotel was not it was mentioned, but we said just a brand, a new brand, a name, hotel, fashion boutique. So guess what everybody replied? Yeah, they all chose, I repeat, they all chose this new concept hotel, boutique hotel, which hasn't even been built yet. Why do you think that happened? All of the other names, the Dorchester, the Ritz, the Savoy, the Conrad, the Berkeley, and so on and so forth, and they all chose the brand name hotel, which hasn't even been built. Well, it's not to do with logic, is it? It's everything to do with the brand. It's the strength and appeal of the brand within this consumer group. You go to the fashion show, and this consumer group thinks this way. It's all about the brand. And of course, what brand was that? It was the Giorgio Armani brand. And we sold it as a concept, as a boutique hotel opening in London by Giorgio Armani. And that was the pitch. So they all chose that. Out of 30 chose that. So even before it comes into existence, these guys saw themselves as already living in there or staying in there while in London. But why does this brand have this appeal? An instant appeal, they hear the name immediately or brand immediately. Well, this appeal is due to something we can call the brand aura. The brand aura. You see the picture underneath, our hotel, London, Giorgio Armani. And immediately they saw Giorgio Armani and they said this one, for example, is the brand aura. And what is the brand aura? Well, it's about perceptions, isn't it? It's about perceptions, about how people feel, about something they know, they trust, they like, they know, they trust, and so on and so forth. Now, if I ask any of you in the room, for example, what think of a river, what river will you think? Will it be the Thames River in London? Will it be the Amazon River, in Brazil, in Latin America? Or will it be the Moskva River in Moscow? Which river do you think you will think of? Well, I bet that there will be as many answers when I ask you this question as many of you in the room. I bet that will be the case. But if I ask you, if I say, what can you think? What comes to mind when I say Nike? What it comes first into your mind? So what image? Well, I bet you again that, everybody is thinking exactly the same thing. And what do we think? Well, we think of the Nike tip, That's what we all think immediately, because there's a connection with the brand and we all think of that. So if I ask what it comes to mind, everybody, I bet, will think of the Nike tip. Why? Well, the Nike tip is evoking the aura of the brand, embedded in the minds of generation after generation of consumers, right? So that's why the Nike tick, evokes this aura of the brand. So, but you see, there is something about the brand that touches you emotionally. It's about perception. The brand aura, the positive vibes given off at the mention of or the sight of the brand, interacting strands, representing its inherent energy. It makes people come to you. You have the tick, people will trust it. That's the brand aura. So we can analyze Nike trainers, for example, right? in terms of their brand attributes, and the reasons why we buy. Style, comfort, lightness, springiness, state-of-the-art construction. Because of the brand is the choice of professionals, both women and men and women everywhere, all over the world. They are all valid reasons. All valid reasons why you have chosen the Nike trainers or the Nike, shirt or trousers. They are pretty rational reasons. Or we can simply say we buy them because we really like the brand. So which one will it be if I had to ask you, for example, right? We know the brand, we trust it. And, trust though, it starts with liking. And liking is very, very important. It's very important because everything starts from there. Every relationship starts with liking, being attracted. But what's the difference here? What's the difference between the relationship between two people and the relationship between a consumer and the brand? Is there any difference if I put this question to you? Well, not at all, right? Liking starts with awareness, then you show interest, then that evolves to desire and action. So there is no difference at all between the brand and between two people, between you and the brand or between two people. So it's exactly the same process, the same journey. Awareness, interest, desire, action. So this is all about liking, and that's how it starts. But liking, then you need to build trust. So the relationship will only develop through earning trust, building trust. You have to keep promises, make the calls, buy the flowers, the chocolates. Remember birthdays and anniversaries. And I'm not talking about the brand here. I'm talking about between two humans, between two people. Exactly. That's how we all do it. Build trust after the first liking, if you like. And then it's a hard slope, if you think. It's the same for the brands. You have to keep the consumer, and you have to build their trust because you have to deliver according to the expectations. You have to stay attractive. Let them down and they will go elsewhere to a competitive brand, especially nowadays when we have access to the internet and so on, as I will show you in a minute. You have to keep them there, build trust, make them still like you, stay attractive. And if you let them down, that's the end of it. So a brand is a product that has built up an image and reputation, trust and loyalty over a long period of time with its consumers, right? And it has a loyal following, if you like, So that's what the brand is about, a brand and its aura. By keeping their promises, the brand, the company, by putting their customers first, you keep them happy. They have built up their reputation and image through consistent communications. All the companies do that. All the organizations do that. You have to keep them happy and keep consistent, especially in your communication. This is very, very important. That's how you do it. So you put customers first, you give them what they like, and you be totally consistent, right? That's the recipe for success and continuation. So consistency is everything. You see here a few brands on this slide. Gucci, Chanel, Nike, Versace. I mean, if you think back the history of how the ads were, how they are today, they are pretty much consistent. And they're pretty much, targeting the right group of the segment, of the demographics, the group of their consumers. They know what is their demographics, but they always keep consistent. Can somebody tell me here how much a Versace ad on the television has changed over the years? Not much, because they know what to whom they're getting the message through. So consistency is the key on your communications with the consumer. So the thing is, don't take it for granted. Relationships change, right? And there's no difference between a human relationship or the brand to consumer relationship. Things can change. Preference can change. Don't assume they won't. Everyone changes in the fashion business. I mean, if you look here, some images like now we have the mobile phone, iPhone or whatever. And of course, you see the sushi underneath, very posh restaurant or posh presentation, it changes all the time, our preferences and how we do it and what we want. So for the company or the organization who tries to build a relationship and their trust with their consumer, should not ever assume that preferences will not change. When we're younger, or when you're at college, you go on a date, or you go for a break, and you're happy. In the beginning, you're happy, very happy, and you might settle for a Coke. Oh, this boy bought me a Coke. Oh, this girl, likes Coke, Coca-Cola. That's great. Okay, you settle for it. You're happy with what you have. Okay, for example, talking about humans and also the brand of Coke, Coca-Cola. Remember that. But later, you will not settle for Coca-Cola. You will be champagne, right? Because things have changed. I'm not saying you got older. I'm talking about preferences have changed. Things have changed. You evolved. Now, you want champagne. You will not settle for it. Coca-Cola, will you? So that's how we are as humans. And change is only a matter of time. Not only in human relationships, but also, not only in human relationships, but also in the relationship between the brand and the consumer, the company, the organization who owns the brand, and so on. So you should not discount the matter of change because it's only a matter of time. That's very, very important. So the biggest challenge facing a brand today is the pace of change, how fast it happens. To top it up, we have another issue, technology. Technology is driving how you communicate with the brand, how you communicate the brand to the consumer, and vice versa, because if the consumer has got a problem, will immediately go on Twitter, on Facebook, name it, and they won't send you an email, they won't call you anymore. They will immediately go to the social media and whether expose you or they will send you a direct message. So is the pace of change, and any organization, any company, any brand today has to harness this. They have to play it right. They have to utilize technology to their advantage. Okay, so the pace of change, is very, very important. A very important factor to consider. Okay, does anybody remember what this was? Well, I'll tell you my experience. When I used to go to back in Greece, I used to go to my grandmother's village, in the old house, with my cousins. I remember there was a phone like that. Now try to find a phone like that in a city or anywhere in the world. You may, but it will be very, very rare. That was a phone, and everybody communicated like that. That was a phone. However, today, it's this, isn't it? We check it like 150 times a day, and that's the UK average. Today, she's jogging. She just stopped to get some, a breath, and then she's always on the phone. You're always on the phone. The phone is part of you. It's always on. It's always on you, and it's part of you. Okay. So now look what happened. Forget what you used to have. Now it's the phone. So, and of course, the phone, you know, it's because it's always on you. It's an opportunity as well, and opportunity for what? For communication, right? So, talking about brand communication for a luxury brand, though, it's not simple. They have to be simple, cool, chic, and Rick of class. I mean, it's complicated. Over the years, luxury brands have stuck to these principles and follow the same formula. So remember, consistency is a fundamental element to the formula. So this is an opportunity. The new mobile phone on us all the time, always on, proximity, and so on to us. It's an opportunity, but you need to master it because a luxury brand has to be communicated in a different way. Simple, cool, chic, Rick of class. Okay? These principles are fundamental. So, a brand, what is a brand again? A simple idea presented beautifully. You see this poster on the social media, even on the street, and you notice the brand, and that stays with you. Okay? That stays with you. This image stays with you. So the brand to, cap it up is a simple idea presented beautifully. Get this method. However, whilst the basic principles remain the same, whilst everything changes, because the relationship is at the core. And the job is, when you communicate that, is to build trust for online brands as well as offline. And at last, the content is becoming more and more emotionally involving, especially online, as we will see. So you can see here, that's Kiko, I think, in the online personal care sector, they change the way they communicate the brand, and of course, according to the demographics and so on. That's one example only. That's the website. Okay, about Halloween last year, I think. So that's only one example. Let me show you another one. That's a Glossier. So they have here a blog, or they can use a vlog or YouTube videos, like you're watching us perhaps now on YouTube channel, and social media, all sort of. And of course, we can share on this blog, you can share experience of products. So these ladies here, for the Glossier brand, they are talking about how they do it, or what do they do to them, and how to do a 7 minutes makeup, or whatever they say, So they give advice. They give advice for the actual brand. It says here, we ask our community to share how they use it. Okay, real life, remember? And these ones become the evangelists. These ones become the ambassadors for the brand. All social media of all sorts, blogs, vlogs, YouTube, social media, and so on and so forth. So this is another one, another example here. That's the Fendi. That's Rihanna's brand, Rihanna brand. And of course, you have a part of the website here. Although the website is, created by Rihanna, is A-list celebrity, but still, it's got another part here with the ambassadors, the consumers, the evangelists, the actual ambassadors, that they make comments and they give advice. And this lady here, beautiful lady, is from Nairobi, Kenya, and she posted a testimonial, how she feels, and advice, and so on. So now your community becomes bigger online all over the world. So you can see the way the communication has changed, and the preferences too. You can see that. And for luxury brands, especially with new wave of brands funded by celebrities and so on, it's becoming harder, but not impossible. The good thing is that they included their consumers, to become their ambassadors, if you like, their evangelists. So, talking about all this, digital marketing is at the heart of this. Okay, digital marketing which follows digital transformation. Because you see, we say, and practitioners and academics alike, we say that the question is not if you have to digital transform your business or your organization. The question is when and how. That you have to, that's absolutely sure. But the question is how to do it. That's the question here. How to transform your business, how to digitally transform your business. And of course, digital marketing is part of this digital transformation. And talking about digital marketing, let me show you something. This is a screenshot from my Facebook page. The other day, I was teaching my students about sustainability in digital. And of course, I was showing them the case of Fairphone. Fairphone is a sustainable phone created, all of it was created by recycling materials and metals from old phones. So I've done a Google search to find the Fairphone video to show to my students. And what happened? 3 minutes later, if you open your Facebook page, you will see an ad by the organization behind the Fairphone. It's a startup, sustainability social enterprise startup who created the Fairphone. And 3 minutes later, it was on my Facebook wall. So I call it here Facebook in action. And that's all part of the digital marketing. The news come to you. You don't go to the news. You don't go to read the newspaper. You expect Google to push news on you. Facebook is pushing products on you. Whatever you search recently, Google does the same. All of them do the same because they can see, they can follow your journey, your footprint, your digital footprint that you leave online. I remember last year, well, again, I'm sorry. I mean the year before the pandemic. I was looking for pillows, one of these new technology ones. And I looked for a couple of days, max, one weekend, I don't remember. And then for a month plus, I was seeing pillows, or whatever I turned on online, I was seeing pillows. Google sent me pillows. Facebook was pushing pillows on me. So basically, whatever you looked for, it will come back to you and they will be looking for you. That's the new era of how we market, products and services. So I've been seeing pillows. I mean, I told my students and they were laughing. I said, it's not funny. I'm sick of looking at the pillows like whenever I turn on Facebook, or Google for that matter. So it pushes everything back to you. You don't go to look for it, they look for you, okay? Whether it's news, products, services, or whatnot. And that's digital marketing, in a few words, really, okay? What we knew is gone. Why this is happening? Well, put it like that. Yes and no, it's gone. But we still see bill posters, like big bill posters outside, don't we? And yeah, but now we also have the digital displays. If you go to Soho in London, the Soho Square, big, huge. You can see the big electronic wall, digital wall there. In Moscow, the same when I was there a few years back. And you can see digital displays nowadays. You can also see, the traditional posters, but at the heart of it, what we knew is gone. It's gone because of the technology. Technology changed everything in every industry, in everything we do, on everyday reality. We have the so-called disruptive technologies. Why we call them disruptive? Well, first of all, they are not new. They're not, the business models are not new, but they evolve them. They make it better. I mean, take Uber, for example. Uber is, I ask students all the time, is it a taxi company? 50% say yes, the other 50% say no. No, it's not a taxi company. It's a technology company. It's a technology platform company. They have no cars. Think about it. They have no cars. Alibaba. Alibaba is like in China and globally is like Amazon. Do they have any inventory? No, they don't. They don't make everything. They don't sell it. I mean, they're just the middleman. They don't have anything. So Alibaba, Amazon, so on. What about Airbnb? Do they have hotels? Do they have houses? Do they have flats? Do they have, I don't know, anything? Any real estate? No. So what they've done, we always have taxes. However, Uber comes with this disruptive technology, as we call it. It comes with a new, evolved business model and says, look, I'm going to marry, if you like, the passenger, the commuter, the passenger with the driver. And that's what they've done. I mean, the concept of taxis, it's hundreds of years old, never mind longer. Also, sales, it's always been there. So Alibaba, Amazon, they come with a different concept, okay? Airbnb the same. We had hotels and inns for thousands of years. And yet Airbnb comes with a different model and the disruptive technology, utilizing the disruptive technology and no real estate, and yet they make money out of renting your bedroom, for example, okay? So that's why we call them disruptive technologies, because technology changed everything. The question here is, like I said before, the question is not if you should use a disruptive technology or utilize one, or a different business model. The question is how. That you have to? Absolutely yes. But the question is how you're going to utilize all this. So what we do at the university, like I told you, we cover at the university and the business school, we cover all sorts of areas, not only business, in everything, so to speak. And we have courses, for example, what I just showed you here are courses, various that I will show you in a minute with a serious update. Although we have a pandemic, we do everything online. And the 2021 academic year, as we call it, it's only January now left for the 2021 academic year. We're going to be delivering online and following government guidance. And of course, should you decide to come to join us, you will still have a warm, a good experience and a warm welcome at the university with your well-being and the quality of your education as a first priority. Now, a few courses, and why? Because why Westminster? Excellent links with industry and professional bodies. We have employability is very high for our alumni, an extensive range of academic and pastoral support. We have all sorts of services, career services, counseling services, and so on. Opportunities for work experience at home and abroad. And proud to be one of the most diverse universities in London. So courses related to what I showed you before could be digital business, which we cover a wide spectrum of digital technologies, digital marketing, digital strategy, and so on and so forth. Or you can do, if you're in finance, you can do the fintech with business analytics. Of course, you have to be good in finance, but all digital and fintech technologies and so on, and analytics will be part of this course. And it's, highly, it's very popular alongside the digital business. What we also have is marketing management, and digital marketing is also part of the marketing management because it's about campaigns and so on, and marketing strategy and so on. So this is great, and is also accredited, the marketing management and marketing communication applied. And of course, we have the MBA, which is a newly designed MBA, is a pre-experienced MBA, so to speak. So you can join even if you do not have 6 years as the condition was before. Even if you don't have 6 years of substantial managerial experience. This is our new MBA, which is proved to be very popular again, as we can see from admission. And this list of courses I show you are not exhaustive, as you can imagine. I just show you the most relevant to what I presented you before. We also have fashion management, just name it. Radio, TV, journalism, just name it. We cover a wide array, not at the business school, but across the university. We cover a broad array of topics and subjects, if you like. So, like I said, employability, this is only a few. I could not fit lots of, as you can imagine, lots of images in one slide, but graduate destinations will be anything really. And we have good rates on the graduate destinations and from our, alumni, students who finish their studies and so on. So when and how to apply, if you decide, guys, and 2021 year, which is January admissions we're talking about, if you decide to apply, please do visit our postgraduate online open evening. We have the open day, open evening, whatever, on 18th of November 2020, and this will be from 5 o'clock to 7:30 in the evening, UK time, GMT. So I know Moscow at least is 3 hours ahead, isn't it? So if you are planning to do it, we're gonna be there from 5 o'clock to 7:30 in the evening. Oops, that passed. We've done. I'm sorry. We've done the open day. I'm sorry, the open evening. So let me talk to you about how to apply. You go to UCAS, which is for both postgraduate and undergraduate. But postgraduate is master's and PhD courses. Your education history and your employment history at hand. You have a personal statement, or you write one accordingly. You have references, ideally one academic and one professional, and you also have other supporting documents requested at second stage if applicable. For example, if you're applying for fashion management or something, degree, then you have to have a creative portfolio or an essay or whatever they ask you. For PhD, you need a research proposal, for example. Now, this is the right deadline. I'm really sorry about the previous slide. I was covering the open evening we held last week. The application deadline is 30th of November. So if you're planning to apply for a course that will perhaps change your life, apply now. We don't have much time. The link for the UCAS is the central, the central hub for applications in the UK. So you follow this link here, and you apply through this link. But make sure you have everything here with you at hand. Anyway, yeah. For further information, before I stop, you can find us on social media. This is the Westminster Business School social media. You can find us here, and of course, here you can contact us on the University of Westminster social media. I haven't put Richard's email here. Richard is with me. My colleague is here with me. I put only Emily, who is the manager, but I'm sure Richard will provide his own email at some point. So the social media for the University of Westminster, here are the social media for Westminster Business School. Do follow us, please. And you have the link on how to apply here again. And all the contacts are here. And Richard will provide his email, I'm sure. Okay. Spasibo. And if you have any questions, let me know, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, Richard is commenting here that November deadline is only for those who want to apply for January start. And for those who are planning to start next September, they can still apply in spring and even in summer.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Richard. And I forgot the slide from the other day. I forgot from last week, actually. We had a presentation about the open evening. And
okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry, but if anyone would like to find out more information about specific courses, On our website, we do have recordings of a lot of the information sessions about our postgraduate programs. So you can still access a lot of the talks which were given on Open Day, which was last week, and you can access them online.
Yep.
Yeah, well, we can also always arrange a personal meeting with Richard, for example, if anyone wants to
Saturday online.
a personal interview and discuss their chances and opportunities.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Thanks,
Дорогие
Anastasia.
друзья, если есть вопросы, пожалуйста, задавайте вопросы, ответы в чат пишите, пока мы здесь, чтобы мы на них ответили. I'm asking them to ask questions, but I don't see any questions actually.
They might be typing. I can see.
Well, you know, it's always more difficult when the presentation is in English language. Then we normally get more active questions.
Come on, guys, don't be shy. Come on, I'm Greek. How do you think I learned English? By studying. Come on. And by trying to speak, trying to write, that's how you learn a foreign language. That's it.
Yeah, of course. And especially if you want to go and study at a British university, then you have to speak good English.
Yeah, but you cannot be shy. That's the point I'm making. The more you communicate, the more you learn.
Of course.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I don't see any questions anyway.
Okay.
So then I will just do some closing remarks.
Okay, Anastasia. Okay.
Так, ну вопросов, поскольку я не вижу, наверное, тогда мы будем заканчивать. Если у вас возникнут какие-то вопросы в дальнейшем, или если вы хотите организовать персональную встречу с представителем университета Вестминстера, оценить свои шансы на поступление, документы свои показать, это все можно устроить. Все это можно делать через любую форму обратной связи на нашем сайте. Так что мы вас будем ждать. We have one question here. It's in Russian. What do you think at the moment with this, with the development of technical means and communications? Is it now easier or is it more difficult to establish customer relations?
I believe, Natalia, it's easier because the outreach is easier. However, it depends on how. Remember what I said before. The question is not if you have to do it, you have to do it. But how? It is much, much easier. The question is how you're going to do it. The outreach is easier, but you have to think, you have to have a strategy rather on how to do it. Did I answer your question, Natalia?
By how, you mean how we choose a way of communication which is most convenient for the customer, or?
Okay, look, we have the technology. Let me give an example. In digital marketing, actually in marketing, and now, you see, we have marketing and we also have digital marketing, right? Because of the technology. So in marketing, before we create or design, if you like, or plan a campaign, whether digital or like it used to be, right? And we still do it. We draw a persona. We draw a little smiley face, and underneath we write consumer X, for example. Then we put the age 45 to 54. Then we put likes jazz. Then we put likes champagne and good wine. I'm talking about the spending greater spending power demographics. So we name this little smiley face as group X, for example. Age, likes music, likes champagne, likes this, like that, likes handmade shoes or whatever. And then this persona will represent my group of consumers. we draw another little face and we put 18 to 24. You know, music, hip hop. Likes to drink, I don't know, craft beer, for example, or cocktails. And then we have our groups. So we plan the campaign, the communication campaign, if you like, you know, by segmenting the market according to demographics. Now, the language you use depends on the group of the personas. I mean, the group of the demographics, the segment. So to me, the message would be different than to the message you're going to give my son, who is 18, if that makes sense. Okay? So it's language. It's, like I said before, I don't know, Natalia, if you were here when I was showing the slides about fashion, you know, brands. Keep the message simple. Keep it chic. If you're a luxury brand, keep it chic. Keep it simple. You know, always the same consistent message, but depending on the demographics, you use different language. Different language as you communicate the message. I don't know if I answer now.
I see.
Sorry, the technology.
If Natalia is happy with the answer now. Yes, this is also what we were practicing. Depending on the persona, we plan what they like and how we should communicate with them.
Absolutely. That's universal, whether you plan, you know, like a campaign like others or a digital one. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. Technology is a vector. You know?
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. We don't have any more questions. Okay, it's just
okay.
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 Okay, I guess then we will say goodbye for now. Thank you very much again. It was really very interesting. And hopefully,
we'll see you in Moscow.
Yes, hopefully I will see you in Moscow at some point.
Or London.
Or in London. Yeah, I miss London very much.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Let's hope very soon. And also see all the candidates here, see them in London very soon.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Goodbye.
See you later. Bye. Bye. Take care.
Bye-bye.